Hey guys, Peter here to do a concert review, and tonight just came home. I went to see Mark Morton and Light the Torch in the city of Toronto. Moontooth was also opening for them, but I really want to concentrate my time on Light the Torch and Mark Morton. I'm going to start with Light the Torch because out of the two, they were the first band. Howard Jones, incredible performance, incredible frontman, incredible voice, but most important, incredible performance from him. I mean, it was an incredible performance from the band, but overall, in an overall way. But if you have to narrow it down to somebody, you have to narrow it down to him. He killed it. He brought the roof down. He absolutely owned the audience. He really engaged with the audience. He really got everybody hyped. It was impossible for you not to get hyped watching him being so hyped on stage, jumping around, running from one corner to the other, engaging with the audience, killing it vocally. It was just, it was like a one-man wrecking crew. If there's something you take away from tonight, and I haven't even gotten into Mark Morton yet, but if there's something you take away from tonight, is how good of a frontman he is, how incredible he is vocally, but how incredible he is as a lead man and as somebody who commands the crowd. Absolutely incredible, because the crowd was lukewarm up until that time, and he really engaged with the audience. He really brought the audience to life. And like I said, it was impossible to not get excited and motivated and come to life watching him be so energetic. Absolutely incredible. As far as the set is concerned, the set was solid. They played a solid set. I was really interested to see how the crowd was going to react to songs from Revival. The album is not very heavy. There are some heavy tracks, but it's not overall a very heavy album. So I wanted to see how the songs are going to play live and how the audience was going to react to those songs. I must say I was impressed with both. The songs sounded a lot heavier live. They sounded very dynamic. They came to life. I really enjoyed the whole set, but I really enjoyed the songs from Revival. It's an album that I really enjoyed. It came out last year. That it was an album that had a lot of quality to it and perhaps went under the radar to a lot of people. But it's obvious that the people that attended the show tonight didn't just attend to see Mark Morton. They were there also for Light the Torch, because I see people singing along and really vibing with the new material. So that's always a bonus. That's always a plus. And I'm sure the band appreciates it. And by seeing that, that gives them the extra motivation to go that extra mile to really give it their all, if you will. Overall, one of the best performances I've seen in a while. Really hyped, really engaging. In a small venue, it's easier to engage an audience, but it's not always done or done well. Not everybody has it in them to be that energetic and to be that interactive with the audience. So I really give them that. And Howard Jones, incredible on all senses of the word. The man just absolutely demolished it tonight. He killed it. He said at the end that he expects big things from Light the Torch in 2019, so he'll be seeing us soon. So that perhaps there's another tour on the works that we'll see Light the Torch come back to the city of Toronto. So if that happens, I'll be there, because I really enjoy their live set. I really enjoy their performance, and more important, I have to keep emphasizing this: Howard Jones, absolutely a beast. Vocally, his presence, everything. This guy is an absolute beast. And on him alone is worth the admission. Now, Mark Morton comes after. I mean, they have to take the gear off the stage, obviously, so there's a little bit of a delay. But then Mark Morton and his band come out. That was in itself also another thing that I was really looking forward to this show, was to see how do you convert an album that you have a different lead singer for every single song. How you bring that into a live tour, into a live setting with one vocalist. How is it going to be? How is it going to sound? How is that dynamic? So that to me was what I had in my mind going into tonight's show. I really wanted to see how you translate an album that I really enjoyed, that I thought was extremely eclectic, that had a very wide variety of influences, of sounds, and I really wanted to see how you translate that from the studio to the live setting. Because the album is very different from song to song, has a different style, different influences, like I said, different approach. different singers on the record. So there's a lot of moving parts with this record that really creates a lot of questions when you decide to go on tour and take that album on tour. Let's face it, that's what he's going to play. He's not going to play Lamb of God songs. He's going to play songs from his record, pretty much the whole record. So those were the questions that I had going into tonight's show. How is that going to play out? The first surprise I got was the band that he put together for the tour includes Doc Coyle on guitar. For those of you that don't know, Doc Coyle is a guitar player from Bad Wolves. By the way, he saw me in the audience. He pointed at me, recognized me. I did an interview with him on the channel. Really cool guy. He came to see me after the show, and he gave me his guitar pick. There, Doc Coyle guitar pick. That one is going into Antonio's collection. Really cool dude, and that was the first surprise. I didn't know that he was part of Mark Morton's band on this specific tour, so it was really nice to see Doc Coyle play. It was a nice surprise. I was totally shocked when the band comes on stage and I see Doc Coyle. I'm like, holy shit, the dude is touring with Mark Morton. I guess Bad Wolves is taking a little bit of a break. They've been touring a lot. They toured a lot last year, so they're perhaps taking a little bit of a break, and he had some time and he went on this tour. Good for him. So that was the first surprise. Then the next thing is like, okay, now my mind is getting over that. Now let's concentrate on the show. Let's see how the set is going to flow. Let's see how the songs are going to flow. Now you have just one singer, not a different singer for every song. How is that going to affect the vibe and the mood of the songs? Because it's live, you don't have the same crisp sound. You don't have the same acoustics, if you will, that you get from the record. Though there's certain things you definitely can get away with it in a live setting that are much harder to get away with it in a studio, because everything is going to be noticeable. Everybody's going to be able to listen to all the little details and pick up on everything. So having one guy sing all the songs live, you can totally get away with it, and they got away with it, and they did it in spades. They just didn't get away with it. They did it well. They picked the right guy. He has a really charismatic voice, if you will. He has a really powerful voice, a voice that carries really well, a voice that, while not sounding like all the other singers on the record, he can really pull off the songs without allowing the songs to lose any of its essence. Obviously, it's not going to be the same, but like I said, in a live setting, you can get away with it because there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of different things going around, and it's not as noticeable as it would be in the studio. So you can totally mask it. You can totally have a lead singer like him sing all the songs, and you don't really lose any of the authenticity from, that's the word, I'm having a hard time with my words today, authenticity of the songs itself. You really don't lose much of what the songs had on record. He actually gave the songs, in certain cases, a little bit of a boost. He gave the songs a little bit of charisma, and because he had a big presence about himself. He didn't interact too much with the audience. Mark Morton, those guys, they came out, and it was boom, 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 one song after the other. They barely ever talked to the audience. It was really super professional, just one song after the other. So he didn't really interact with the audience. He doesn't seem to be that kind of guy that really will interact with the audience. But as an audience member, you can feel his energy. You can feel the energy that he brings to each song, and you can really feel like he feels what he's singing about, that there's a connection between him and those specific tracks. So that compensates for all else, and that elevates the performance. The crowd was absolutely ballistic during Mark Morton. The mosh pit was insane. Everybody was going crazy, crowd surfing. And a lot of it had to do not just with the sound and how heavy some of there were a few slower ones, because there's a few slower ones on the record. But the heavier tracks, wow, the heavier tracks got heavier live. They just took it all the way to 11. It just really had a little bit of extra. And having a frontman like him that has a lot of charisma, that has a lot of presence, even though he doesn't interact with the audience, he really carries himself well, and he's dynamic, and he's fluid, and he's aggressive. So all of these components, when you add them to the aggressiveness of some of the tracks and how heavy, how groovy they are, it's conducive to get the crowd going and is conducive to have a good night, a good metal show. By the way, Mark Morton on the guitar, absolutely killer, 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 killer. I love the solos. I was specifically from the spot that I could see him play, and I was really paying attention to the solos because I wanted to see him perform. I really enjoy the album, and I really like a lot of the intricacies of the record, so I really wanted to see him play more than anything. To me, watching him play those songs was the most important thing about going to the show. So I wasn't disappointed at all. Incredible performance by him. He's an incredible guitar player. Really, he really elevates. Playing a guitar is playing a guitar, but this guy elevates it because he has so much style and he pours so much into it. It's almost like he's flowing through the guitar. Absolutely incredible the way he was playing and the way he played tonight. Incredible, incredible. Incredible show from Light the Torch. Incredible show from Mark Morton. All I got to say to wrap it up is this. If these guys are coming to a town nearby during this North American tour, don't miss it. You're not going to regret it. It's going to be amazing. If you like either band, go see the show. It's a really good concert because these two bands have a lot of similarities to them. They have a lot of similar sound, if you will. So they complement each other really well. And the crowd that listens to one, in a lot of cases, listens to the other. So you're going to get a very robust crowd, a crowd that's really into both bands, and you're not going to see a break in terms of what you're going to get out of the audiences from one band to the other. The same way you're not going to get a break from one band to the other themselves, because absolutely two killer sets, two killer performances. Loved the show. Now I'm going to have to go get some rest because tomorrow I'm at Children of Bodom, Swallow the Sun, and Wolfheart. So guys, have a good evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on another video. Take care, guys.